Right, so crypto's pumping. All of a sudden, everyone that's been complaining that Bitcoin's going to zero finally have come back, and now they're FOMOing and they're asking why crypto's going up. Funny how psychology changes so quickly in this crypto space. So I wanted to quickly explain a few things that I'm seeing, why crypto's pumping right now, and where to from here, and how I'm playing the markets, which I'll leave at the end. Number one is there's been a huge short squeeze on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's up around 28% in the last week or two. Huge jumps. I haven't seen these prices since at least over 6 to 12 months ago. And this is happening because there were so many people piling into short trades over the last few months. We saw $500 million worth of liquidations, the highest amount of liquidations since I think about a year and a half ago on Bitcoin. And what we saw was this slingshot effect. So if you've got a lot of people basically betting against Bitcoin, let's say you have $1,000 short position on Bitcoin and it goes the other way, it goes up, the amount of capital that you have, or your liquidation price, gets smaller and smaller to the point where you might only have, let's say, $20 or $50 left, right? You then need to either, one, add in more capital to extend the position, or you get liquidated. And if you get liquidated, basically what happens is you lose that $1,000 and a market buys Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin goes to the person that you're trading against. So as you can imagine, it's like a domino effect where you get all these short positions that get liquidated, buys Bitcoin, it pushes up the price, which then liquidates the next one, pushes up the price, etc., etc. And we saw $500 million worth of shorts liquidated. So basically, it's like buying $500 million of Bitcoin on the spot price, which had this like slingshot effect where Bitcoin just pushed right up above 20,000, has continued ongoing. So we had this huge increase, and we also had macro positive news for once. So we had the CPI inflation, so the interest rates the inflation rates coming towards what was more expected by economists across the world. So in the last few months, we've had CPI inflation rates that have continued to increase, that have outdone the expectations of the market. And finally, it's come within expectations. So a little bit more sort of positive sentiment around the macro space as well. And then we also had potentially, I'm not sure if this had a huge effect, but FTX with the recent bankruptcy and liquidations going on there, they found about $5 billion worth of liquid assets, which could have provided a little bit more positive sentiment. There was some TA stuff. I'm not a TA expert by any stretch, but Kyle, our TA expert at Collective Shift, also mentioned that there was a few good TA things lined up at the same time. And basically, overall, it's been pretty positive across the board. So where to from here for Bitcoin and crypto? I mean, we also saw Ethereum up 32%. Solana was up 30%. And also a lot of altcoins, Mana, Decentraland. It's important to remember that a lot of these assets are actually down 90% still from their all-time highs, maybe even more. They've just bounced off the lows. So yes, it's up 120%, but it's still down 85% from its all-time highs, right? So just important to remember that. And as we've been saying at Collective Shift, and what I've sort of been mentioning is that, anywhere between, I think, 16,000 and 25,000 USD Bitcoin price is an absolute steal. I've been dollar cost averaging now, buying weekly for the last few weeks, probably a few months now. We're nearly at the end of January already. I've been buying it constantly, and I think this next 12 months, honestly, will continue to give us pretty good price on Bitcoin. I don't think we're going to go much higher. I think we're probably going to see a retracement here at some stage. Everyone has been bearish. We've got that bullish sort of breakthrough, and now I think we might retrace a little bit, which is healthy. Always having these sharp, fast run-ups. It's important to sort of recoup, reset, and refresh the market. So overall, relatively positive. We're also on the downward slope to the next halving, so it's less than 2 years away. We're more than halfway there, so that's also exciting and pushing towards that. And the Bitcoin adoption network and crypto continues to grow. We're seeing the NFT market continue, although trading volume's down, more utility. Bitcoin, the amount of addresses that have more than 0.001 Bitcoin in them hit all-time highs. Development activities up. We still have a lot of institutional adoption coming and whales buying. So look, overall, it's been positive. Nothing really has been negative about the market outside of the macro stuff and all the crap that happened last year. And the fact that we're now beyond that, I think, is giving us some confidence that couldn't possibly get any worse than what happened last year. So that's now behind us, and hopefully 2023 is more fruitful, and we can increase the total market cap and also the participants in the ecosystem. So hopefully that's been helpful. If you like these videos, we'd love for you to hit the subscribe button. You can also head over to Collective Shift if you're after more crypto research simplified, and we'll see you at our next video. Thanks.